This is going to be a reading in the constellation of Aquarius. I was looking at you getting frustrated, like throwing stuff or getting frustrated, like upset, cussing. Maybe getting upset about something. I'm looking at you wanting something. It's like looking out into the world, longing for something. This embodies the energy of longing, sometimes loneliness. Looking out into the world, trying to better understand your position. Right, this can be on standing on the shores of one life, and then you can look over here and see that there's a whole nother life that you're wondering, what's over there? What's off in the distance? Trying to figure out what the next step is. Looking at the Ace of Swords popping out. Ace of Swords represents the sharpness of the mind. The swords represent the mind, the thought space. So I'm looking at your thoughts, keeping them sharp as a sword. I'm looking at the 10 on my dice. It's 5 and 5. So I'm looking at 2 levels of loss and conflict that you're going through. I'm looking at loss and conflict inside the mind, and then loss and conflict in the physical reality. I'm looking at you right now. This is coming in upside down. So this would be making the decision to heal yourself and move forward. And this is coming in upside down. So this is oftentimes choosing to ignore the things that need to be worked through. Spiritual bypass is what I'm looking at. I can feel anger. I can feel chaos. I'm looking at you hyper fixated and hyper focused on something. With the swords, this is also something inside the mind. So this can be focusing on one particular thing and neglecting other things you got going on in life. And she's like sitting over here looking away from everything. We're like, this is where the real issue lies. This is where it needs to be looked at. But instead, like it's coming like this. It's like got your back turned. You're like, you don't want to look at it. There's a heavy swords present. It's half swords, half wands. The wands speak on your passions in life. So this is love. This is money, creativity. Also being able to express your creativity to attract love, to attract abundance in your life. I'm looking at esoteric knowledge that's needed to be learned, but it's coming in upside down. I'm looking at you dragging your feet on teaching yourself some type of new skill when it comes to learning things about tarot, the pendulum, telepathy, telekinesis. There's more investments into your psychic abilities that are needed, but this is coming in upside down because it's something that you're neglecting. When we start embracing this aspect of your life, it opens up big doors into your future. The Page of Wands. The Page of Wands also indicates someone in a younger state of learning magic, or somebody with an adept, somebody just beginning their path in magic, or somebody just beginning to learn to read tarot. Maybe you're just learning how to begin to cast spells. Maybe you're just beginning to learn quantum physics, whatever that is. Right? So there's something that's needed. There's more study, more involvement that's needed, right? And it gets you to some place, right? But there's a stall right there. I'm looking at the Tower popping out. Okay. Let's see what's going on with that. I'm looking at some type of frustration. I'm looking at two energies being pulled away from each other. And I'm looking at causing issues. I'm looking in a relationship. I'm looking at relationship dynamics. So I'm looking at your relationship with people around you. I'm looking at there being some type of issues with you and somebody around you. I'm looking at changing your perspective. There's issues going on based around the tower right now that's helping you change your perspective in life. That's helping you get a clearer picture on life. It's taking you in a new direction, the number one. And I'm looking at focused around the inner child. And this is often the inner child energy. All right, so the young adapt. I'm also looking at the Page of Cups popping out. This is the card of luck. When it comes to accessing your psychic abilities, lead you to the inner child, right? It teaches us to imagine, teaches us to embrace the things that we can't see, right? So following that path, exerting your gifts and abilities, or learning some type of new skill in that area is going to be really beneficial coming up for you going forward. I'm looking at you contemplating something right now. This is we're in like a hermit phase where we're kind of pulled back, introverted into yourself. I'm looking at an expansion in love. So I'm looking at what you're going through right now is leading to a place where there's an expansion of the way you either give or receive love, or both. And I'm looking at it leaving you in a higher elevated position. Sometimes we have to go through shitty situations in order to learn lessons, valuable, priceless lessons. So, and that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at having to go through some shitty situation to learn some type of valuable lesson. I'm looking at the Empress. This is Venus energy. So this is the feminine energy fully embodied. This is also, I can feel Aries attached to it. I'm looking at through the situation, though. I'm looking at some type of victory that comes out of this. All right, so the shitty situation turns into a lesson, turns into a victory. Congratulations. All right. I'm looking at the victory pops up for you sooner than later. Also, it's the horse. This is the victory card, and this is the year of the horse. All right, so I'm looking at a victory popping up for you right around the corner. And it's coming in like this. Bam. So I'm looking at a victory in love. I'm looking at a victory conquering your inner demons. I can feel self-inflicted gunshot wounds. So maybe you're going through something that you're torturing yourself with. Sometimes we build things up inside the mind, and it's not really how reality is. So we want to be real careful. We want to check ourselves. We want to sit down and make sure that your thoughts are based and grounded in reality, and not up here in the sky, out in the middle of the astral dimension, crooked and sideways. All right, so make sure that your viewpoint of reality is based, grounded, and rooted in the reality of all things, the base reality of all things. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to end the reading there, man. If you guys want to book a full session, there's going to be a link down in the comment section or the description of whatever platform this is on. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I also do holographic healing sessions, which would open and activate all 7 of the main chakras at one time. This is going to give you more love, compassion, empathy, clarity, focus, drive, passion. I could keep on going. All right, so if you guys have any questions how that works, just shoot me a message. Have a beautiful day. Enjoy your immortality.